All right, today we're pulling back the curtain on a high-stakes corporate battle. It's something that rarely makes the headlines, but you better believe it shapes entire industries. We're talking about the war for talent. So, is hiring your competitor's best employee a smart business move, or is it straight up illegal? Man, this is a question that lives in a really murky, gray area of business ethics and law. I mean, on one hand, you could say it's just the free market doing its thing, right? Talent goes where it's valued the most. But on the other hand, it can feel a lot like outright theft. So where's the line? When does smart recruiting cross over into illegal poaching? Let's dig in and find out.
Okay, so to really understand this fight, we first have to get a handle on the rules of engagement. And I'm talking about both the official, written rules and, the unspoken ones that live in the shadows.
So what is job poaching anyway? Well, at its core, it's pretty much exactly what it sounds like. It's when one company strategically goes after and lures away another company's employees. Think about it. It's a massive shortcut. You get skilled people, you save a ton on training, and you get an instant leg up on the competition. But, and this is a big but, as we're about to see, not all poaching is the same. So what's the real difference maker here? What separates legal from illegal? Well, it all boils down to one single crucial factor: intent. The why behind the poach. That's the legal tripwire. That's what separates a savvy business move from something that could land you in serious trouble. And this really breaks it down into two main types. On one side, you've got what's called destructive poaching. This is the corporate equivalent of a knockout punch. The goal here isn't just to get a good employee, it's to intentionally, actively cripple your competitor. And if you want to prove this in court, you have to show something called animus nocendi, which is just a fancy legal term for a clear intent to cause harm. Now, what's more common is parasitic poaching. The goal here is just pure efficiency. I mean, why would you spend a fortune on training someone when you can just hire an expert that your rival already trained up for you? And this, of course, sparks a huge debate. Is it just smart business, or is it basically feeding off a competitor's hard work and investment? So when companies are facing this constant threat of having their best people poached, they don't just sit back and hope for the best. Oh no, they build legal fortresses to protect what are arguably their most valuable assets: their people. And that raises a really critical question, right? If your most valuable assets can literally just get up and walk out the door, what tools does a company actually have to convince them, or maybe even legally force them, to stick around? Well, here's the standard toolkit, the corporate arsenal, if you will. You've got non-compete agreements, or CNCs, which are all about stopping an employee from jumping ship to a direct competitor right away. Then there are non-solicitation clauses. Those are to stop them from taking other employees or clients with them when they leave. NDAs, non-disclosure agreements, you probably know those. They protect trade secrets. And you might even see loyalty clauses, which can tie an ex-employee to the company's interests. You put all these contracts together, and you've basically created a powerful legal force field. It's designed to lock talent and knowledge right inside the company. But, and this is where the story takes a really fascinating and kind of dark turn. The very tools that are designed to protect a company can be twisted into something totally illegal. They can cross the line from just being smart defense into an actual criminal conspiracy. I mean, think about it. What happens when it's not just one company trying to protect itself, but a bunch of companies start making secret deals with each other? Pacts where they all agree, behind closed doors, not to hire each other's talent. Well, suddenly that protective force field becomes a cage. And it's a cage that traps employees and illegally holds down their wages and their ability to move around. And believe me, this isn't just some hypothetical scenario. This actually happened, and it involved some of the biggest, most well-known names in the tech world, leading to a massive, landmark legal battle. So here's the story of how it all went down. Back in the early 2000s, some of the top executives in Silicon Valley cooked up this informal, so-called gentleman's agreement. The rules were simple. We won't cold call your employees if you don't cold call ours. They even agreed to give each other a heads up if one of their people applied for a job at a rival company. But fast forward to 2010, and the US Department of Justice comes knocking. They argued this wasn't some friendly agreement. It was an illegal cartel. Its whole purpose was to suppress wages by killing the competition for top-tier engineers. In the end, the tech giants settled the lawsuit, but man, the case just blew the lid right off the secret, widespread, and totally anti-competitive practice. But look, this isn't just a juicy story about Silicon Valley billionaires and their backroom deals. The whole dynamic of job poaching actually points to a much deeper, more fundamental economic problem, one that has real consequences for every single one of us. Yeah, the lawsuits, the secret PACs, that's really just the tip of the iceberg. The real issue, the one lurking below the surface, is this hidden economic paradox that basically decides how much, or more importantly, how little, companies are willing to invest in their own people. Economists actually have a name for this. They call it the poaching externality. And here's a simple way to think about it. Imagine you're a company and you spend thousands, maybe tens of thousands of dollars training up a new employee. You give them all these great skills. And then, just when they're getting good, a competitor just swoops in and hires them away. Poof, your entire investment is gone. That constant fear, that's what creates this chilling effect, making companies way less willing to invest in their own workforce in the first place. And this creates a really dangerous chain reaction, a vicious cycle. It all starts with that fear of being poached. Because of that fear, companies invest less, especially in what we call general skills. You know, the kind of stuff that's useful anywhere, like advanced coding or project management. Over time, this means the overall workforce just becomes less skilled. That translates to fewer opportunities for everybody. And the end result? The entire economy suffers from slower innovation and slower growth. It's a classic case of a company's short-term self-interest hurting our long-term collective well-being. You know, the economist Theodore Schultz really hit the nail on the head. He said, much of what we call consumption constitutes investment in human capital. Think about that. When we spend money on education, on health, on job training, it's not just spending money. It's an investment in people. It's an investment in our collective ability to produce and innovate. And this whole poaching externality thing directly threatens that very investment. And really, that brings us right to the heart of the conflict, the core tension of this whole issue. On one side, you have a worker's fundamental right to better their life, to seek a better job, to get higher pay, absolutely essential. But on the other side, you have the economy's desperate need for companies to invest in the very skills that are going to drive innovation forward. And these two powerful, totally essential forces, they're in direct conflict with each other. And so that leaves us with the big, critical, final question. And I gotta tell you, there is no easy answer to this one. How do we protect an employee's freedom to move and build a better career without completely destroying a company's incentive to invest in them in the first place? Finding that perfect balance? Well, it's not just some corporate puzzle. It's honestly one of the most important and complex economic challenges we face today.
Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share. It really helps the channel grow. See you in the next video.